Spence three-point shot.
It's good. Powering shot, baby.
Reg Morris takes it to the house.
The following is a production of the Rough Rider broadcast team, a presentation of Watlington and Shires Productions.
Net SN and Azalea Orthopedics bring you this Watlington and Shires production live from the pizzeria.
Wednesday.
Brought to you
it's
by
a special edition of the Coach Rick Meeks Show. Brought to you by Sabine State Bank. Tonight, we're not in the pizzeria. Although you need to order a pizza right now. Instead, we're in the home of the evil empire, the Carthage Bulldog Gymnasium, where the Lady Riders and the
Net
Rough
SN
Riders will
and
be
Azalea
taking on their
Orthopedics
rivals.
bring you this Watlington and
The girls'
Shires
games
production
are just 30
live from the
minutes,
pizzeria.
So we've got to talk a little bit to the
Brought
coach.
to you by
Who's
Sabine
in
State
the gym?
Bank.
Stick around. We'll get you ready.
It's Coach Rick Meeks and the Rick Meeks Show, featuring Hiram Harrison, the only man in the building with 500 wins, alongside the counselor Stephen Shires, Larry Come On Ref Pierce, and Chris Watlington. The coach is in the house.
At Sabine State Bank, you have a lot of things going for you. It's a small office, so everybody knows. So many things get started at pizzeria. You start your party off with a pizza from the pizzeria. You get your celebration started. You get your season started. For a lot of us, our passion with pizza started at the pizzeria, a tradition since 1960s. It's the pizzeria just off the square in Center.
All right, everybody, welcome. It's the Rick Meeks Show, and Larry, we are not at the pizzeria.
We are not at the pizzeria. I was at the pizzeria last night, but not tonight.
We are not in Kansas anymore. This is the Carthage High School
Kansas.
Gym,
Oh, we're
about
not
20 minutes before tip-off with the Lady Bulldogs, and the Rough Riders will follow a big district game, rivalry game. Hello, Coach Meeks.
How's it going?
It's good. Thank you for doing this.
Absolutely.
This is the fanciest pregame show in the history of our broadcast network.
Pretty tough to beat.
It's got your name on it. First of all, I just thank you for being here, and tell me about the school and snow days and how that throws a kink, if it does, and what you guys are trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, anytime there's a kink in routine, it's going to throw your in-season sports off. You try to keep your kids in a routine as much as you can, and so the last couple of days have affected that, but our kids are pretty fluid, and we're able to kind of improvise a little bit, and but this is a big one, with it not only being a rivalry game, but we're in district, and so it's it definitely throws a kink in the way you go about it, and us as coaches are very routine oriented and
right.
Superstitious, and we want things to go exactly the way we planned it out back in October for basketball season, and doesn't always happen that way,
But Carthage had the same problem.
They did.
I guess everybody in our district missed at least a day of school. So.
That's true.
And
That is true.
Y'all are all sharing the issue.
That's right.
Well, I'm going to hand my headset over here to Coach Cloudy after I ask this question. The girls are the surprise of the year. I mean, I know the coaches probably knew they were good, but
I knew they were good.
one loss getting through the first half of district, that's pretty awesome. And I know you have opinions that matter, so come take the headset, and I'll just let Larry run with that.
Yeah, no, I think that's it might be a surprise to people outside of our circle. Coach Smith has done a phenomenal job, and we knew what we had within our girls and the way they work. They're if you ask Coach Smith that, they're going to be right where he thought they would be, and they've competed really well. They've handled some adversity, and just done a really good job with it. And so here they are getting ready to start the second round of district for them, and just in a really good spot.
Yeah, I really feel I had a good idea at the end of last season, the way they were coming on, and really watching them and the way they were coming, the way they were playing together, knew that some of the additions they were going to get, losing only one person there from their team, and then to come out this year and just be really big and have the fire that they've had underneath them to go after what they learned from last year. It was no surprise to me, Coach. I know it's but the way they finished last year and the way they come up now, I kind of had a feeling this team was going to be rocking and rolling here.
We all know that. We saw them getting better as the year went on, so it's not surprising. Well, while we have Coach Cloudy here briefly, let's talk to him because he's an assistant with the young men, but he also coaches at the sub-varsity level. So talk about some of the young men that we don't always talk about.
Well, our sub-varsity team is full of talent. We actually pulled up. Whenever our JV doesn't have a game, Marcus Johnson, we'll pull him up.
Coach, pull that a little closer to you. There you go. There you go.
Well, let the people hear you.
I'm new to this, man.
There you go.
We got you though, Coach.
But Marcus Johnson, he plays up. He plays well. We're gonna be young.
Yeah.
These next few years coming. So the more experience for these young guys. We have some freshman kids that are pretty talented. So.
And who are some of those guys? Well, let's give them a shout out.
J.K. Barnes, he's gonna be a talent.
Right.
And
see somebody we could say that might be like the next Cross or somebody that can step in and be that kind of person.
He is going to be a big staple in the basketball program in the next years to come.
Right.
May be surprising. Easton Wolf. He's a multi-sport talented type of kid, man. He plays tough. So that freshman group has a lot of tough kids on the team. And that identity is going to help us a lot coming up in these next few years.
Oh, very good. So, Coach, how long have you been back in center?
This is my 5th year.
Right.
I've been here 5 years. I love it. Seeing coaches come to center and it's like, this is how center is. And I'm like, man, hey, this is how center is, but center has some kids that they're gonna play. They're gonna play hard. We're kind of tough to rub shoulders with sometimes, but we're just trying to. Coach Meeks is doing a great job of trying to change the culture in our program. And so
it wasn't that long ago. We saw you were out there running around and stuff. I remember doing that.
But this guy's team, they got a lot of good future ahead, and like I said, a lot of traditions being built here with Coach Meeks and everything. So I like what we're seeing coming up too, Coach. Next couple of years it might be, we're still getting into it, but we're gonna trust that climb and come out of it. All right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There we go.
All right,
guys,
folks.
look good,
we're
man.
gonna take a quick break, and then when we come back. We're going to talk with Coach Munoz because Coach Munoz knows stuff.
Right.
He's He's right over here.
He's over here.
He provides us our halftime investment and other things. So maybe somebody text in some banking questions on what to do with your money. Coach Munoz can advise it. He can also solve math problems.
Yes.
So we'll be right back right after this.
What sort of thing do you expect from a good coach like Rick Meeks? To prepare you, to make you ready for the game, to make sure that the good times outnumber the bad times, but that when bad times come, you can weather the storm. What do you expect from a good financial planner? Well, much the same thing, so that your family and you get across the finish line on top of the world. That's why JBA Financial sponsors our Coach Talk with Rick Meeks. JBA Financial and Rough Rider Football.
Rough Rider Oil and Lube, they understand two very important things. First, you and your family spend a lot of time in your vehicle, so you need to take good care of that vehicle so it can take care of you. That's the specialty of Rough Rider Oil and Lube, protecting the engine that gets you where you need to go. Second, Rough Rider fans, they deserve the very best, so you're always welcome at Rough Rider Oil and Lube.
Everybody, welcome back to the Coach Rick Meeks Show, which is kind of settling in for our former State Bank pregame show for the ladies, but we do now have sitting here, and this is the counselor, Stephen Shires. I'm behind the scenes. I'm behind the camera. Here I am right there. So we do have Coach Munoz here. And, Coach, we're going to take a minute to talk about the Rough Riders.
Yes, sir.
How has this snow break, has it been any kind of disruption, or has the team been functioning pretty well?
I think they've been functioning well. We came up here early before we came up here and had a little shoot around, and they shot the ball well. And obviously we're going to be a little rusty. I haven't shot since last Friday night, but They came out. They were on time. We were, got some drills in before we come up. We came up on Saturday for about a couple hours. They got to come in and get some shots up because we were kind of preparing ourselves for the weather. So
yeah,
we got ahead of the curve a little bit.
So on Friday night, we faced a very physical team that liked to bang around. What are we going to see tonight here in Carthage?
They're going to be athletic. They're almost like a rivalry game just because it's Carthage Center, but they're going to be young. Coach Bowman does a good job, but he's very young. He's got several freshmen playing as well. I think he's kind of like us. He don't have many seniors playing, but they're going to be athletic. They're going to get after us. We just got to make sure we stay true to us and do what we're taught to do, and we'll be fine.
All right, do you expect any full court pressure or anything like that, or?
They'll press some. I don't think they will. They're going to sit back in the 2-3 zone, but their 2-3 looks a little bit different. They're going to be wide and high. They're going to bring it out a little bit, try to pressure you to get that ball out of your head quick from the top. But hopefully our height will give them some problems, and if we can move the ball around and attack the zone, we'll be in good shape.
Yeah, all right. Yes, sir.
I really think, too, our inside game, that we should be able to get down in the post pretty good tonight because we do have quite a bit of height, so we should be able to find some good lanes down underneath to get maybe even Hubbard some good shots underneath tonight.
Yes, most definitely. I mean, Jaw being 6'7", Tiki being about 6'3", and they move the ball well amongst each other. But heck, we have Timothy Johnson. He does a really good job of penetrating the zone, and he'll find the open man.
Right.
But I think, hopefully we play like we're capable to. Hopefully we'll give us a show.
Oh, very good. That's what we're looking forward to. Of course, this is the Rick Meeks Show brought to you by Sabine State Bank. Normally, we're at the pizzeria. Different location this evening as we are in the gym getting ready for the Lady Riders who are going to take the court here in 14 minutes and 11 seconds. We'd like to thank Pizzeria, who normally hosts the show. And, it's the best pizza in the known universe.
Yeah.
Something that we
had one last night.
There you go.
Had to have one last night. Yeah, it's good stuff. All work meat pizza with jalapenos and onions added to it. That's the way to do it right there, man. I'm trying to tell you.
They could have brought us some.
Hey, I had it before I came to the area with Chinese people.
All right, folks. Well, that'll do it for this segment. We're going to take a break here from Center Motor Company. A couple other sponsors. We'll be back with more with Coach Rick Meeks right after this.
Thought you'd seen the last of the Ford Bronco? Well, you were wrong. Ford brought the Bronco back so they could put the S in SUV. Comfort and connectivity for the highway to get you there, and then the power you need for your off-road adventure. Run at the front of the herd. Saddle up a Bronco at Center Motor Company.
Right, taxes. We all got to take care of them. We all got to pay them. But do you really understand the rules? Or are you like me, you just know they're out to get your money? Well, you need fast tax, and you need it fast because you put it off to the very end, so now you have to get it really, really quickly, and your money and your return is waiting for you. At Fast Tax, Center, Texas. At Sabine State Bank, you have a lot of things going for you. It's a small office, so everybody knows you by name. They know.
Live from the pizzeria, you're watching the Coach Rick Meeks Show, brought to you by Sabine State Bank.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Rick Meeks Show, brought to you by Sabine State Bank. I'm Chris Wallington. That's Larry Pierce. This is Athletic Director Rick Meeks. One December day in the late 1960s, Neil Armstrong got out of a spaceship and put the American flag on the moon. Ours. We're having the Rick Meeks Show in the Carthage Gym. Boom.
Put the flag down. There we go.
Put the flag down.
We need a Rick Meeks flag to drop in here.
Right.
There you go.
Lots going on about athletics that's not athletics. With district realignment and regional realignment going on.
Right.
When do we know?
February 1st. That's when UIL will release the new districts.
Okay.
They've released the cutoff numbers, and they're still kind of actually, even though they said there wouldn't be, there's a little bit of movement still going with that. With surprisingly, this year there's a lot of schools that are opting up.
They're opting to go up to large 4A.
And even in 5As and things like that, it's just got a lot of effect on the whole landscape. But I think a lot of people are getting tired of the travel, and they're out because really the only sport it affects is football. Right. I mean, when football is over, or when all the other districts are released, districts are a lot closer geographically for the other sports, which still I I still don't understand that with UIL. I mean, it affects other sports. It doesn't just affect football. But anyway, to each is their own, and that's how they do it. And there's a lot of schools that are starting to just say we're going to opt up and play. But anyway, February 1st is when they're releasing the district. So that'll set the stage for the next 2 years.
And when we play basketball next year in this new district, will we be playing it in the new Special Events Center? How's that going?
It's moving along very nicely. They still keep telling us that by July 1st it's going to be completed.
Oh, really? So even if they're a month late,
and so
okay.
Even if they're a month or two behind, we're in good shape. So
Right.
I think if we can avoid future weather like we've had the last 3 to 4 days, then it's gonna keep right on ticking. But they're moving along nice with it.
Something I would like to talk about here, Chris, is I know I've been keeping up with him, is our soccer squad.
Yes.
They've been really doing really well. The girls and the guys both have been taking care of business. So tell us a little bit how that's coming along, Coach, if you don't mind.
Yeah, they're both playing well, and that was they both were going to be on the show Monday. Our boys are playing well. Do not think they have lost yet. They're doing a lot of really good things. Our girls team picked right up where they left off last year. They are 4-1-2, I believe.
That's right, yeah.
And Coach Latrach is rocking and rolling with them. So they're playing with a lot of confidence, exactly how they needed to start the season. And they get ready for district next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
awful brave, too, because they've been out there practicing and playing in some of this cold weather, too.
Right.
They can have it.
Right.
Soccer is an outdoor winter sport.
Yeah, I believe we play Kilgore Tuesday. So that's
Start at the top.
Start at the top right away. Baseball starts Friday. Get that season underway. Softball's rocking and rolling. Golf started last week, so a lot of moving parts now.
You're a juggler with about 7 balls.
Right. Right.
Well, we appreciate Rick Meeks for being here on location in Carthage. Check out the pizzeria. We'll wrap this up when we come back. And this is like lightning fast.
Your Center Rough Rider winter sports schedule brought to you in part by Ace Hardware. Ace is the place in Shelby County for the helpful hardware folks. Brookshire Brothers, beginning its 103rd year as your neighborhood market. And Covington Lumber Supply. If you need it to build or repair, you find it at Covington's.
So many things get started at Pizzeria. You start your party off with a pizza from the pizzeria. You get your celebration started. You get your season started. For a lot of us, our passion with pizza started at the pizzeria, a tradition since 1960s. It's the pizzeria just off the square in Center. At Sabine.
All right, everybody, last little bit of the Coach Rick Meeks Show, brought to you by Sabine State Bank. Steve Waters and gang, thank you for your sponsorship. So you have a game Friday and Saturday in the area.
Friday and Saturday. Friday we'll be in Beckville for Garrison at Beckville. And then on Saturday we'll be in Shelbyville for Joaquin at Shelbyville. Tomorrow night, in case you're wondering, I'm thinking about going over and check it out. It is San Augustine and Woden down there in San Augustine. That should be a very good district ball game if you want to go check us out.
Okay, good deal.
So on Friday night, better everybody audiences be warned. It's going to be me and Larry. Come on, Ref Pierce by herself without any adult supervision.
Taking the governor off.
Hey, we're going to a place that's never been. The Beckville Bearcats is where we're going.
Well, thank you, Sabine State Bank, for bringing us this unique pregame show. We now transition to our normally scheduled program. The pregame show would normally be brought to you by Farmers State Bank, and we thank them as well. Appreciate Coach Meeks. Appreciate Coaches Munoz and Cloudy. We'll be coming back up now. Explain how you do it on the website.
So we're gonna this particular site is going to end. You'll go back onto the YouTube channel and then click on the ladies game, Center Rough Rider Girls versus Carthage. And then the same thing will happen at the conclusion of the girls game. You will then go off of that and click on the boys for the crossover show.
Right.
But now we're going to have probably about a 4-minute pregame show brought to you by Farmers State Bank on the other channel now.
So many things get started at Pizzeria. You start your party off with a pizza from the pizzeria. You get your celebration started. You get your season started. For a lot of us, our passion with pizza started at the pizzeria, a tradition since 1960s. It's the Pizzeria just off the square in Center.